Hi, and good Tuesday. Welcome back. It's the 19th day of June, and it's been a hot and muggy 19th day of June. For comparison's sake, if you go back to, I believe it was 1992, thunderstorm winds rocked Cannell City, and then closer to home, we saw showers a year ago today. And in fact, the Jackson and London weather reporting offices both set record rainfall totals. 1 3/4 of an inch of rain nearly at the Jackson Weather Service a year ago today. Most all of Kentucky getting in on some potential heavy rain. Well, it was heavy rain then. It wasn't potential. Potentially looking at heavy rain, though, later in the week, starting as soon as tomorrow. The heat and humidity rolls right on through. Tomorrow we'll see daytime highs back off just a bit, but shower chances will increase, a likelihood for a couple of days this week, and that could cause some flooding issues. We'll talk more about that and the changes that are around that corner in just a few moments. Headlines tonight will include a decision on the appeals filed by Magistrate Gary Rooster Reisner and Larry Shepard after that case was argued back last October. Several reports, some arrests, and then of course more on the man who thought he was Jesus and doused gasoline on a Magoffin County couple's home. I've got some more details to add to that in a place where Kentucky does not want to be in regards to heat-related deaths in our children, and a desk full of headlines to get to you in what's left of the half hour. We're going to go ahead and go on to our first report this evening, and that is the decision that has been reached, and that coming after the case was argued for appeal back last October. Argued on behalf of Magistrate of District 1 in Magoffin County, who has never resigned that post, Gary Rooster Reisner, and Larry Shepard, formerly of the Magoffin County Clerk's Office. They were both requesting an appeal after both being sentenced. Of course, a trial that happened in August of 2016. They were sentenced in September of that year, and each have been serving sentences. Reisner sentenced to 33 months in prison, 30 months for Larry Shepard, who also received a $20,000 fine. Reisner, who of course has been out in a residential re-entry home now for the past few months, is scheduled to be released completely from that facility later on this September, but both had requested an appeal, and the United States Court of Appeals for the 6th Circuit has rendered their decision as of today. Judge Clay, Judge Cook, and Judge Helen White, circuit judges with the United States Court of Appeals for the 6th Circuit, noted that the defendants and appellants, Gary Rooster Reisner and Larry Shepard, appealed their convictions for conspiring to bribe voters during the 2014 election in Magoffin County, and that Reisner had additionally appealed several of his voter bribery convictions. They affirmed in the background that in 2014, Charles Doc Harden, defendant Gary Rooster Reisner, and Renee Shepard, defendant Larry Shepard's wife, were running for office on the Democratic ticket in Magoffin County, and that the government gathered evidence that those individuals and others had formed an alliance that bought votes and otherwise fraudulently influenced elections in Magoffin County dating all the way back to 2002. They also reaffirmed that Reisner and his ex-wife Tammy Jo Reisner, Mason Daniels, and Scotty McCarty were indicted as well for conspiring to pay others for their votes. The government's theory, they noted, was that Rooster Reisner, Tammy Jo Reisner, Mason Daniels, and Scotty McCarty would approach voters and offer to pay them to vote for a particular slate of candidates, and then Shepard, whose position as deputy court clerk placed him at the polling location, and he verified that the voter had voted for the slate, and Reisner would then pay the voter. In their arguments for appeal, both Reisner and Shepard argued that the district court erred in admitting evidence relating to Magoffin County elections in 2002, 2006, 2008, 2010, and 2012, to which the appeals court wrote that the district court did not abuse its discretion in allowing Scotty McCarty's testimony pertaining to those elections. Both Reisner and Shepard also contended that evidence of Randy Salyers' conviction should have been excluded from the case. The appeals court also saying that testimony about his conviction was not an abuse of discretion. Shepard and Reisner argued that the government should not have referred to the 2014 election litigation in cross-examining Jerry Helton. But the appeals court wrote that the questioning of Jerry Helton was raised as a vehicle to challenge Helton's perception of whether the 2014 election was properly run, and it did not deprive the defendants of their right to a fair trial when viewed in light of other evidence that was presented. Reisner also argued that the district court erred in denying his motion for acquittal on counts 1, 11, and 14, And Shepard argued that the government prejudiced his right to a fair trial by appealing to the jury's passions and prejudices and asking them to put an end to vote buying in McGoffin County during its opening statement and closing argument. And both Reisner and Shepard argued that even if none of the individual errors warrant a new trial, the cumulative effect is so prejudicial as to warrant a reversal of the case. But on all those challenges and accounts, the panel sided with the previous court and affirmed both convictions of Shepard and Reisner, and therefore officially denied their appeal. With that appeal denied, it looks as though Shepard will now continue to serve out the remainder of his sentence, and Reisner, as such, will do so at the residential re-entry facility that he is at in the Cincinnati area. With that said, a brief pause. Headlines will pick right back up right after this. Foothills Communications brings you the latest in fast fiber internet for home, business, or gaming. HD digital TV with DVR, pay-per-view, and all the favorite channels you're looking for, plus crystal clear communications. Customize your experience today and become a platinum customer simply by signing up for FiberNet phone and TV, and save at least $10 off your monthly bill. The world awaits at Foothills Communications and foothills.net. Parkway Pharmacy, a pharmacy your family can trust, and now a pharmacy where you can get your refills with a click and have them waiting for you, usually within an hour. Go to parkwaypharmacy1.com. Just register once and hit refill and pick it up. Fast, easy, and efficient. parkwaypharmacy1.com. Just in at Gateway Motors. This 2010 Traverse, dual panoramic roof, rear entertainment center, third row seating, under 10 grand. And two just reduced specials. This 2011 Caravan has been cut $1,000 down to $89.95. And this 2006 Tacoma books for $10,500, and right now it's got to go at $79.95. And all vehicles come with a warranty at dealer cost. And there's a guaranteed $1,000 minimum trade on just about everything on the lot at Gateway Motors in Sagersville. They're rolling out big, beautiful truck bodies every day, the best America makes in steel and aluminum, with their largest ever local stock of angle, sheet, round, I-beam, expanded, steel, and aluminum in several different finishes for whatever you're working on. And if the dump body you're driving needs parts, they've got them in stock. And if you need a big project fabricated from scratch, they've got you covered at Logan in Salyersville since 1904. If you want to be moved, if you want to be surprised by design, then you must make it to Walters Mazda Mitsubishi in Pikeville, where for a limited time, brand new 2018 Outlander Sports are just $20,500. New 2018 Mirages, $11,990, and they come with 43 miles per gallon. And 2018 Eclipses, with their signature styling and safety, only $22,900. That's Walters Mazda Mitsubishi on North Mayo Trail in Pikeville.
Hi, I'm attorney Jeff Lovely. When hiring an attorney, experience does matter. For over 20 years, I've been representing clients throughout Eastern Kentucky. We are a full-service law firm, representing clients who've been injured in car accidents or at work, representing clients who need to file bankruptcy, representing clients who've been charged with a crime. For all your legal needs, contact my office when it matters. We have 2 locations for your convenience. In Sayersville at 349-4522 and West Liberty at 743-1965.
Your best solution for diesel performance, upgrades, service, and repair is also a full-service repair center for all vehicles, gas or diesel, from routine service to major repairs, with a trusted auto body shop for minor dings to full-on restorations and rebuilds. Plus, get all your 4x4 accessories, lights, bumpers, winches, and more at Black Smoke Performance in Dixie of Sayersville, 349-8785. Just in at the seasonal shop, Little Llama baby products, bubble baths and lotions and oils, body and hair wash, soft, gentle, and paraben and silicone free, especially for baby, with all the accessories. And just in from Earth Lux, which is the finest in pure organic essential oils and soaps and skin and hair care, Himalayan salt lamps, a wonderfully healthy approach to an allergen and toxin-free environment.
plus new ladies and kids fashions every week, and something perfect for all the grads and dads out there. Only at Fraser's Prater Drugs Seasonal Shop in downtown Salyersville.
It's certainly not where you want to be in the rankings. Kentucky is actually in the bottom 10 worst states related to hot car deaths involving our children. NoHeatStroke.org has released some new data compiling numbers for all 50 states. 17 kids in Kentucky died from heat strokes related to being left inside a vehicle between 1998 and 2017. And nationally, 13 children, more than a dozen, have already died after being left in a hot vehicle this year alone.
When you take a look at children heat stroke deaths per capita, that's where Kentucky is ranked 42nd in the entire nation. That's 42nd out of 50. Florida came in at 45, Tennessee 41, West Virginia 34, Virginia 31. The top states with 0, tying for first place, Alaska, New Hampshire, and Vermont, I believe. But nevertheless, per capita, when you break it down, Kentucky had, once again, 20.3 deaths per 1 million population under 14 years of age. Looking at the actual number of deaths, 17, as I said, for the state of Kentucky from 1998 to 2017. You'll see Tennessee, other surrounding states, some higher, West Virginia down to 5. And these numbers reflect a trend that continues to grow. These numbers are not going down, surprisingly. And it's stressed every year around this time, and every year we still hear the same reports, but that a child can be left in a car for a matter of only a moment or two, and that temperatures outside do not have to reach 90 or 100 degrees to prove to be dangerous if a child is left in a vehicle.
There was a single vehicle crash in Montgomery County earlier this afternoon. The vehicle crash in itself necessarily not making at least all the headlines, but there is certainly a bite to this story. That bite coming at the hand of a Montgomery County Rescue Squad personnel.
Yeah, it was actually a single vehicle crash just past the intersection of Old Lick Creek Road, 3334. The driver stated to authorities, actually, that we're just now learning, that there was a red Ford Ranger, per his description, that crowded him, and it was either hit the truck or hit the ditch, and hitting the ditch kept from hitting the pickup truck. There was no collision there, but it did result in the passenger car overturning. But there was a single male driver inside who was out upon arrival of emergency personnel and refused medical treatment at the scene. But medical treatment at the scene also included members of the Montgomery County Rescue Squad, one of which is kind of the designated snake man, if you will. Anytime there's a snake to be removed in the Salyersville, Montgomery County area, Ray Nichols is generally, well, not generally, more often than not, the one that is called. He has no fear of them or respect for them and knows how to handle them. However, a bucket on the edge of the roadway to which he was removing as debris contained a snake in it, and when he reached down to clear that bucket, he got bit. One of his fingers soon started to swell. He soon started to experience some nausea and other symptoms indicating that it may have been a venomous snake. He did not see the snake close enough to know anything other than the fact that it was brown in color, and he could not tell that it was venomous because he just simply wasn't expecting it to be there. But he was taken to the hospital, and at last report was being monitored with hopes of being released this evening. But it's just one of those stories you just never know.
Still a few more top stories in a few moments, including an update on the man who claimed to be Jesus and was caught dousing gasoline on a Montgomery County home while running around naked before being caught by authorities, and a couple of other things after we get back in just a few moments from the calendar. The calendar, which starts off with this. I will forward the information on over to the calendar and get the name and phone number on screen for you. But if your child is a struggling reader, Breaking the Code Learning Center may be the answer. They bridge the gaps in your child's reading, writing, and spelling and bring lacking skills to the mastery level. Jumpstart Reading Camp is sponsored by the Covington Scottish Rite Foundation. This is for kids in grades 1 through 4, and it's for a couple of days, a few days, in July and August, July the 30th through August the 3rd. I got this from Assistant Commonwealth's Attorney Tony Skeens over in Floyd County, who asked me to publicize this. It's going to be at the Mountain Arts Center, and it's going to have 4 sessions, actually 3 sessions, and then a game night session. You can choose which ones you want to go to. They're having a kickoff barbecue, so you can come and meet the staff and have a good meal as well and meet the sponsors. But if you have a child between the age of 1 and 4 who is a struggling reader, dyslexia or anything of that nature, well, the Jumpstart Reading Camp is certainly something that we hope you'll take advantage of. You can contact Susan Waters. There's an 85 number, or Susan Waters at fuse.net. I'll get that on screen tomorrow and pass that along to you. We certainly wanted to get that on as soon as possible. Just a couple of other things on tonight's McGoffin Farm Bureau community calendar,
including, first of all, a special happy anniversary wish. A happy 30th anniversary wish to William and Sherry Arnott. Happy anniversary. Happy 30 years, and here's to 30 more from a whole lot of family and friends. Happy anniversary to you. A reminder, the McGoffin County Safe Coalition meets tomorrow at 1 o'clock at the McGoffin County Health Department. And a reminder that there is a vendors event set up in honor of Louise Patrick for this Saturday, 10 to 4:30 at the Lloyd M. Hall Community Center. Vendors, crafters, a hot dog stand, and more. If you have any questions, call 496-8577. They're going to have a lot of popular names like Initials, Paparazzi, Avon, Sugar Scrubs, and the list goes on and on and on. The Autism Speaks organization and Morgan County ARH are presenting a superhero 5K at Old Mill Park in West Liberty. It's Saturday, July the 27th. You can pre-register and get a discount, or you can register the morning thereof or the day thereof. But they hope that you'll join them. Representatives from Autism Speaks will be set up at the 5K with resources for parents and caregivers as well. You can register at 4 that day. Race will begin at 5. That's once again July the 7th. But if you want to pre-register, 743-3186 is the number to Morgan County ARH. Kayla Adkins at extension 132 is how you do it. And that's it. Told you, just a brief one tonight. But if you've got something you want to add to our calendar, as always, phone, fax, email, mail, any way you want to get it to me, get it here. We'll tell everyone about it. And our last announcement this evening comes in lieu of tonight's funeral services brought to you by the McGoffin County Funeral Home, with a reminder of services to be held for 70-year-old Lowell Gene Arnott this week. He's survived by his sons Jamie Levon, Gerald Lowell, and Robert Michael Arnott, and daughter Robin Likens. Visitation continues this evening, all day tomorrow, and services will be Thursday at 1, all from the McGoffin County Funeral Home. Every weekday during lunch at your Sagersville Lee's Famous Recipe for a total of $5. That's $5, taxes and all. You can get our famous chicken sandwich, or 2 of our famous chicken biscuits with potato wedges and a drink, or our steak sandwich, or 2 steak biscuits with wedges and a drink, or our famous foot-long hot dog with homemade chili, wedges and a drink for $5. That's 5 deliciously awesome deals for only $5. Every weekday from 11 till 2 at your Sagersville Lee's. Pelfrey's Fireworks has been the area's king of pyrotechnics for 56 years, and this year they've got over 500 different products. Smoke bombs to 500-gram grand finales, bottle rockets to big 3-inch mortars. It's what the pros use. And cut these coupons out of this week's Sagersville Independent and get a $50 9-shot 500-gram box for only $18. A 24-shot of artillery shells, not $120, but $59. The $310 Pro Artillery Shell Box for only $59. Get 25 Saturn missiles for just $1, or a 6-pack of shells for just $4. At 2 locations off US 23 North in Paintsville by Jim's Plaza, or the Prestonsburg Superstore on the southbound lanes of US 23 at the bottom of what I always call the Holiday Inn Hill. Plus other discounts up to 45%, and all active and retired military and first responders get another 15% off. And kids 12 and under, come in, free sparklers and snap and pops for all.
Who says you can't have it all? Not Appalachian Wireless. We know what you want. Appalachian Wireless offers the hottest smartphones and unlimited data plans, all on the region's #1 network for reliability and coverage. Appalachian Wireless has unlimited data plans for a single line or to fit families of all sizes. What more could you ask for? Just another way Appalachian Wireless proves better service, bigger savings. That's today's Appalachian Wireless, an East Kentucky network company.
Right now, get tools and toys even of the season for pennies on the dollar. Cash loans today on anything worth $1. Jewelry, electronics, tools, musical instruments, guns, ammo, and more. With a new inventory daily at Parkway Gun and Pawn, 349 Pawn. Does oil and fluid changes, brakes, suspension, wheel alignments, and more. They've got thousands of tires in stock every day, and they won't be undersold on any tire they sell. They've got 6 months same as cash and over 37 years of service to the viewing area. With no appointment necessary, or you can call 297-2424. At Sagersville National Bank, they know your house is much more than your home. It's an investment, and for many of us, the biggest we'll ever make. And whether it's for needed repairs and maintenance, or a new addition or renovation to give you some more room and more equity, let Sagersville National Bank deal with all the financial work and worry. Real and real competitive, hometown, homegrown, home improvement loans at Sagersville National.
All human. Because we're not perfect, we tend to make mistakes. Unfortunately, some mistakes are severe and carry more consequences than others. If you have been hurt in a car wreck, a truck wreck, or because of someone's mistake, reckless or careless behavior, you deserve help with your medical expenses, lost wages, and serious permanent pain and injuries that you have been made to suffer and will continue to suffer for the rest of your life. If you have been injured, I can help. I'm attorney Don Wayne McFarland. Call me and let me go to work for you. 349-9000.
Wanting you to have a healthier life means providing access to quality, affordable health care. And to do exactly that, Hope Family Medical Center offers full dental care with Dr. Pratt and his team, a pediatrician team of 3 doctors and nurses and moms, complete health care by family physician Dr. Kelly Pratt and nurse practitioners Mildred Sizemore, Gail Faria, Shannon Conley, and Heather Blair. Behavioral health services with Kimberly Davis, with in-house lab testing and results, in-house x-ray and pharmacy, and all the caring, knowledge, and experience that these medical professionals represent
at Hope Family Medical Center.
A few updates and a few new arrests. We'll begin with that of a man who had been sought after for a few months now, but apprehended after a short run out his front door earlier this morning.
The McGoffin County Sheriff's Department has had an arrest warrant in the name of John D. May, 51 of Sagersville, since this past March. That's when a call came in to authorities about a shoplifter at the Royalton Dollar General Store, where May is alleged to have stolen some batteries. And then once encountering him, McGoffin County Sheriff's Deputy Neil Adams attempted to pull the vehicle over, but May fled, pulled onto or off of the Route 7 main road onto a side road and abandoned the car and then fled on foot. They've made numerous attempts to locate him since, but he was located at a residence I believe to be his, where he was staying earlier today. The deputies actually were pulling around towards the corner of the home to try to ward off any chances of May seeing their presence, and just as they were coming around the corner, he was seen running out the front door looking back at authorities, who gave chase, and after a short one were able to apprehend him. He was served with the outstanding warrant of shoplifting, wanton endangerment, fleeing, reckless driving, no operator's license, and a probation violation, and taken to the Big Sandy. Another case opened by the McGoffin County Sheriff's Department. Jonathan Holbrook is arrested, being Deputy Holbrook, arrested Alex Fletcher, 26 of Sagersville, for public intoxication, disorderly conduct, resisting arrest, menacing, and theft of an automobile, over $500. The McGoffin County Sheriff's Department got several calls earlier this week, actually on yesterday, that Fletcher was seen trying to steal what appeared to be parts off of an older vehicle that hadn't been used some time, but nevertheless parked on someone's property. And once authorities went to that scene, well, before they got to the alleged location, they found Fletcher walking on the side of the road. Deputy Holbrook notes that he found Fletcher. He appeared to be under the influence, and they took him into custody. He found Fletcher's car broke down on the side of the road, and in that car was a windshield. The epoxy or sealant around that windshield was still wet, says the citation, where Fletcher had stolen that windshield from a similar car to his at a location of that car's owner, and then installed it in his own car. And there were also other car parts in the back seat or the back of that vehicle that Fletcher is alleged to have taken off that vehicle that was parked at the owner's home. However, when authorities went onto the residence, the vehicle was gone, and that's still under investigation. Nevertheless, Fletcher is jailed for stealing the car, or car parts, mind you, and the other charges, and the investigation still goes on as they're trying to determine what happened to the rest of the vehicle, maybe what else was taken. And for an update on the man who called himself Jesus for a period of time, as I told you on yesterday, we were confirmed through authorities, and I also spoke with the daughter of a McGoffin County couple who were the victims. She asked that they remain anonymous, which we, of course, are honoring. But they were in their residence yesterday morning when out the back window they saw this man running around naked, acting strangely, to say the very least. And then when the homeowner got up and fired a shot of warning up in the air, the man, who was unidentified and unbeknownst to them and unclothed completely, then, as I told you yesterday, grabbed a gasoline can, started dousing the home with gasoline, picked up an oil can, started throwing it against the house, and then ripped a live wire, a live electric line that serviced an outbuilding in the backyard, and attempted to ignite the home on fire. More warning shots, if you will, were fired by the homeowner, and the suspect finally fled, but not before going around the front of the house, getting into their vehicle, trying to steal it, but there were no keys. He did steal a sunshade that you put into the window and possibly some other items, and then carried that off. The McGoffin County Sheriff's Department found him about 75 feet off of the roadway on the other side of a gate, lying down in a grassy area a short distance from the home, and arrested him, at which time he claimed to be Jesus. As I told you, he was taken to the Big Sandy jail yesterday and then later identified as an Indiana man when he was fingerprinted. At around the same time, he actually admitted to his identity as being 26-year-old Austin Johnson of Indiana. He was charged with public intoxication of drugs, criminal mischief, criminal trespass, indecent exposure, and burglary in the third degree. Now, I've confirmed today, per an investigation by Jonathan Holbrook with the McGoffin County Sheriff's Department, that Johnson's family woke up on Saturday to find out that he was gone, and over the course of the next 48 hours started to somehow ascertain, after their search for him, that he had gone from Indiana to Ohio, and then, we're not quite certain how, but found out that he was in Sagersville, and they came to retrieve him. And at 2 o'clock Sunday morning, or Monday morning, at 2 o'clock rather, as they were going down the Mountain Parkway, going back to Indiana, the car they were in had some sort of a mechanical issue, and they pulled over. And when they did, Johnson bolted out of the door on his family and fled the scene, and then was wandering in the wooded area or the hills or behind the residence that we just spoke of for a period of hours, from 2 until 11 that morning, before the entire incident unfolded. It's still as bizarre as anything else, and it's still under investigation, and authorities are still trying to determine just exactly what he was doing here. They don't believe he knew anyone in the area or had any reason to be here, but still trying to determine just exactly what caused the young man to do what he did. And with that, that will give us cause to go over to your forecast for this evening, for tomorrow and beyond. And beyond, it gets rough, possibly. We're going to see heat and humidity continue tomorrow, not to the degree it was today. Man, it was a scorcher out there today, and no one was loving it that I talked to. 69 degrees, partly cloudy tonight. We do have a 40% chance of showers and thunderstorms. And some thunderstorms not in the Sagersville downtown area, but West Liberty getting in on some. And I just don't have time to go to local Doppler radar. My apologies. But keep your eye on some passing, developing thunderstorms and showers tonight that will see increase as your week goes on. For example, tomorrow, those showers and thunderstorms are likely tomorrow evening after 5 o'clock. We'll see some partly sunny skies, temperatures right around 86. And general rainfall amounts maybe up to 1/4 of an inch in some areas, and then tomorrow night another 1/4 to 1/2 an inch. But some localized areas could see some heavy downpours starting tomorrow, definitely into your Thursday and your Friday. Showers and storms again likely on your Thursday. Temperatures will back off just a bit as such, 80 and 67. 83 and another shower storm filled day possibly on your Friday. We should start to clear up by the weekend, which is a nice change of pace. Still, though, a 40 to 50% threat of some showers, mid-80s, both days.
And that will wrap it up for this Tuesday. We'll see you back here tomorrow night, as hard as it is to believe already, talking about what's coming up in this week's edition of the Sagersville Independent. But, of course, we'll have other news and headlines that you'll only see if you see us then. For now, thank you for watching and have a good night.